Hi, how's everybody? Welcome to Aley and I on my first ever YouTube Live. I'm Valerie from Illumination Portal, and that's Aley Martin from Heart and Soul Connected. And we're doing our first live today. Well, she's always with me, thankfully.
Thank you, Valerie. I'm so happy to be here on your first live that you are hosting. And although we don't have anybody here right this minute, I really have every confidence that people will show up as they see us here. And if they don't, they'll see us later. And so we can talk about whatever it is that we want to talk about.
We want to talk about the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. This is a pretty important one. Yeah. This is kind of gonna bring out let me go back here. It's a good time. Eclipses are a good time to reset our emotions, clearing away emotional baggage of the previous 6 months. Well, we all know we probably have a lot more than 6 months worth of baggage.
I know I do.
But the North Node, okay, the reason why I'm bringing up the North Node is right next to the moon in Taurus, or was this morning. And the North Node was in Gemini. So we've been thinking and planning and trying to figure out what are we going to do, especially we're still in a pandemic,
Right.
What really brings us joy? What way do we want to go? Well, with the moon in Taurus, and the next set of nodes starts in January, where Taurus will be the North Node. So that's all about manifesting on Earth in real time. You're not thinking about it as much anymore. I mean, of course, you're going to be thinking about it, but we'll be able to act
on it.
Yeah. So we're like really thinking about what are these actions we want to implement in this next year or so, why that North Node is in Taurus once it changes. And Scorpio is all about going and opening up, endings and beginnings. So we can all feel, I think, that we're starting a new beginning. Doesn't it feel that way to you?
It really does. And it brings to mind when you're talking about Gemini, which is an air sign, there's we spend a lot of, well, my husband's a Gemini and I'm a Libra. We're both air signs, so we spend a lot of time up here. But Taurus brings it down to earth. It's like the magician in a lot of ways.
Yes, that is so cool. Yeah. And we start creating, and we're like, I think because of being in Gemini, the North Node being in Gemini for the last year and a half, during everything we've been through, we have really been thinking about, okay, I think a lot of people got to see it, to be at home and really think about where what really brings me happiness and joy. I see this a lot. I think a lot of people are following their hearts. People are quitting their jobs. I mean, at record numbers,
Right. So, yes, they are. There's hi, Anna Banana. She's waiting for the Rittenhouse trial. They're coming in with the verdict. So yes, you'll have to let us know if we're still on, what happens if you would. But that's fine. We understand. I agree, Valerie, very much that this year and a half or almost 2 years now, staying home for the most part. A lot of people don't. They go out and do whatever, go even travel, but a lot of us didn't. And a lot of us had a lot of time to think about what it is we wanted to pull forward in our life and to manifest and I have seen it over and over and over again in my channel when discussing people sort of coming out like yourself, Kelly and others, that were being pushed to open a channel, but they had to have that final oomph from the universe, I think. So,
Well, and I think in a lot of that, our spirit connection was really intense too, because of that North Node in Gemini, and that having that time to really delve deep inside of yourself, and really feel it out and decide,
Right.
where do I want to go from here?
I was watching a documentary. I didn't get to see the whole thing, but it was called The Year That Was, or something like that. And it's on Apple TV, and it was about how the animals and how they all came out of the woodwork, and they mated, and they didn't have as much stress, and they didn't have a lot of noise, and they walked through the cities, and I mean, all over the world. It was really beautiful. And I thought to myself, that's basically what we did as animals, but we stayed inside, and they were able to thrive. So it's just
fascinating. It is. It's fascinating that how quickly nature will come back.
Will come back. Yeah. They even showed the sky, how the sky cleared up. They showed, the animals and the oceans, and what was it? The Ganges River, which is the dirtiest river in India, cleaned out. It was unbelievable, even within a year. Yeah.
Wow. See how much damage we do, but we could do better. And I think that's another thing we were thinking. How can we do better globally for everybody? Everybody deserves to live in peace and harmony, drink clean water, eat good food, have the basic necessities. And I hear that conversation coming up a lot in a lot of different places. But that's interesting that you brought up the animals, because Taurus, is the bull, and Taurus, it's the moon today, but when he goes into the North Node in January, this will have a lot of focus on animals and how we treat them.
And the earth, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it is fascinating how it all connects, and you can see it,
I know.
In real time, looking at it. I don't know. This is another thing with Scorpio being in the sun. We were at 27 degrees when the eclipse hit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is like a 9. That's a 9 number where you are ready to act. And ending. And that's Scorpio. You're going to end something. Something is going to transform or die.
Yep.
But not literal death. I don't want to say it.
No, change. But pretty much change. Yeah. Yep. But a lot of secrets coming out. And I think we're seeing that with some of the politicians. Yeah. We're seeing that in some of the readings. The water bandita that I had on the other day, she didn't tell us everything. She did on her own channel. And I went there, and she said on her channel that there has been a lot of organ transfers and killing people for their organs. And so that's what she didn't want to tell us on my channel. But, that in China, that is, but you never know where else. But those are secrets that are hidden, and that's where money is made from some of these wing nuts, So those things are going to come out, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I was getting that really heavy last night during the eclipse. Through Spirit was telling me the truth is going to be revealed. Yeah. We are going to, and we're probably going to hear things that really are disturbing, like what you just brought up about organ harvesting. But we have to hear it. We have to be able to process it so we can change it to it. And I believe, Taurus is also associated with money and finances and abundance, right? Earthly abundance. But the truth is, our energy is the most abundant thing that we have. And people don't realize that. They think it's money. They think it's material items. And, how much do we need, really? How much stuff do we need? We all need the basics. But
that's actually, my husband brought that up too, about the shift in what we buy. And during the pandemic, we'd buy toilet paper and things like that. But we wouldn't buy like big screen TVs, and we didn't buy a lot of cars, and we didn't buy a lot to keep that economy stimulated. And so now we got rocky road ahead a little bit from the stock market, possibly, being unhappy. And we need to watch our finances and not buy all those things that look so wonderful yet.
Yes. I mean, this is really a big thing. A lot of astrologers I listen to are saying, you know, the economy, the stock market and the economy are kind of two different things, really. But
Right.
those that are playing and making money off of a world full of misery, you know, a lot of that's going to come to an end too. That's going to come out and be revealed and the truth told on that end.
Right.
But as for us regular people, it is a good time. It is a good time to, you know, have some extra money on hand, have extra food, extra water. You know, water is our most important resource. We need it. Anything were to happen for a little while, have some clean water, you know.
Yeah.
But something is gonna happen to the stock market, in my opinion.
Can't sustain this. Yeah, can't sustain it. And I know that there's, you know, inflation and all these other things, and it's really got nothing to do with Joe Biden. It's got more to do with COVID pandemic and all the problems that we had, and we have to take time to recuperate from that.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I mean, even if people are being, you know, told to go back to work while the pandemic is still active. Right. You know, a lot of people are kind of, I think, disheartened by all this. You know, I don't blame it on one person, but I know a lot of people do, and they point the finger at Joe Biden or
the man in charge, whoever that is. Yeah,
yeah. And that's unfortunate, but the truth is, we are going through it, and we're still going through it, and it's like you go out now and people don't even act. I mean, some people are wearing a mask, but most people are not even concerned. Like there's a pandemic going on, and I heard like a lot of states are getting really bad right now. I don't really watch the news, but I've heard Nebraska is bad, like you know, and I think the colder it gets in the States,
we're going to have to be driven inside, and that's where it's going to spread. Yeah. My girlfriend, her daughter and her daughter's husband both have COVID now, but they had the shots. But you know, so I'm, you know, they probably need the boosters. You know, the boosters are there for us because, you know, we've lost some immunity, and then the thing keeps morphing into a new virus. So what are you going to do? You know?
I know, but that's another concern. People are getting the shots and still getting the virus. So I'm not.
Fortunately, it's not as bad as it would have been if they hadn't.
True. Yeah.
But there was a protest in this tiny little town that I am at. There's nobody here. There was probably 20 people out there, and they had signs that said, "My body, my choice. I will not mask up your fear," and all this other stuff. And I really had to just not open my window and yell out anything. It was very hard for me because it was just so stupid. It was, I don't know.
Well, and see, to me, this is another thing. It's like we are being triggered on so many levels to divide.
Right.
We are going to fall apart if we keep all this division going.
That's right.
Unite. We really have to think about, you know, I don't know what's best for someone else. I don't think that's my place to say what someone else should do.
Yeah, I know.
I do what's best for me, and I need to me. But to have all this inflamed on a daily basis,
I know.
You know, I think, you know, sometimes you wonder, is this set up to be like this every day? Because how much more can we hate each other and divide against things? You know, on everything.
Yeah. And you know, it's continuing in our Congress and places like that, you know, they're getting, I mean, Paul Gosar and what he did, he put a video up of killing AOC and it just goes on. It reminds me of the idea that the people that represent us are more idiotic than the people they represent.
Most definitely. You could go into a kindergarten classroom right now, and they have better manners than that.
Oh yes.
I mean, absolutely. How can they even Okay, let's use a kindergartner. If he went out and hit somebody, he would be taken out of the room and talked to, right?
Yep.
He's a kindergartner, so we're going to give him a pass. This is a grown man who is in the United States of America's Congress.
Right.
He shouldn't.
There's so many of them. And apparently, whether or not Kyle Rittenhouse is guilty or not, I don't know yet. But apparently he wants to offer an internship to Rittenhouse, not Gosar, but Matt Gaetz, whatever his name is. He wants to do that.
This you know, you got to say, where am I really?
Yeah,
really?
I know.
In another dimension, because let's see, Matt Gaetz, we know.
But you know what? They're all 3D. And so we are in a different dimension. And so this is why it's so difficult for us. And we don't want to get sucked back into that. We really don't.
Wow.
So, yeah, but it's like watching junior high school or kindergarten people that don't know what they're talking about, ruling
our nation. And it is affecting us because, come on, first of all, why is anybody up there still? Gosar should have been removed that moment. Anybody who is tied to January 6th should be removed.
That's right. They should have been removed in February or whatever. Yeah, January 7th, whatever. Right. Yeah, I agree. Yep.
This is what is so frustrating because, okay, so the Dems have a slightly little bit more power, and I know that they got to fight every minute of the way to get it. But come on, if you would show some results with bad behavior, I mean, for God's sakes, Gaetz is accused of child sexual molestation, and he's gonna put Rittenhouse in as an intern. Get out of here!
Well, he's the one also that adopted that is his name Hector or something like that, a young Latino boy, and there was a lot of questioning about that relationship.
I have a lot of questions.
Okay, oh my God, Anna, he was found not guilty on all charges.
Now, see, right here, this needs to be thrown out of court anyway because that judge was obviously biased. I knew this was going to come up like this because you can see it coming a mile away.
Right.
Why? Right. To divide us, because now everybody's about to lose their shit.
Well, if he can get away with that, then other people can get away with it. This is what bothers me so much. There'll be other people at other protests that will just kill people, and oh well, he was doing his job. Oh, it makes me crazy.
Yeah, but if it's a Black Lives Matter protester, kill him. This is what frustrates me. It's not the same justice for whites or blacks or for this side or that side. Again, they're just throwing a division at us continuously.
Yeah, you're right. So Anna says we should actually have some peaceful and calming energy spread. I agree with that. Maybe we can just do a quiet go for it, girl. Yeah.
Got some crystals here.
Okay.
Got some black.
There you go. Ground you.
Yeah, let's send love. Let's just send love.
Absolutely.
Send love to all Mother Earth, all the court systems, all the governments, and truth.
Yeah, and I'd like to send it also to those who were affected by his gunfire and their families.
This isn't the end of that one, but
no, I don't think so either. But it does set a horrible precedent. This should have been thrown out from the judge's reaction to everything.
We send love and the truth. The truth will be revealed. The truth is coming through.
Yeah. Hello, Melinda. Hi, Melinda. Thank you for coming by. The Black Lives Matter protesters may now find it necessary to show up armed and end up in jail just for carrying. Yep, they could. That's very true. And because we already know that they're targeted anyway, and if they bring a gun or they bring a weapon, sort of different rules for different folks, you know?
Yeah. On the protest side, and obviously on the wealthy political side, it's very frustrating. And to me, people are at the end of the rope with it.
Yeah.
People are over this charade. It's terror. This isn't how you run a government. No. The United States of America, I was taught.
Isn't it a sham? It's such a sham. Oh my God. Could you imagine like George and Washington and Tom Jefferson and Ben Franklin, all those folks coming in here and seeing what was being done? It's like, we didn't set it up this way. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Well, the one of the main reasons is that the money in politics. Yeah. Lobbyists can walk through the halls of Congress all day long, offering bids to who will vote for their, and we just let this continuously go on, and it seems like there's nothing we can do, but there's everything we can do, and besides voting, we can go and stop. Yeah, we could go up and have a protest. We could do a lot.
Well, it looks like there was a fight outside the court, Melinda says, and the cops were in on it. Good God. And Orange Man just loves Kyle Rittenhouse, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
It's wonderful. Yeah. So one of the things, though, that we can shift this a little bit is that this eclipse energy asks us to reset everything and be more positive and spiritual and bring in those energies.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's like we need this. And so it says there's a new cycle of transformation. In the next 6 months, we need to overcome our fears and challenges with grace and our desire to live authentically. I love that.
Yes, that's what I was getting the same thing.
Good.
Very authentic period. This what we're seeing here, this division and this skewed justice for some, not for others. That's ending. That's ending. And that is, that's in the astrology, and I can feel it in the vibe of the people.
Yeah.
All over the world. I mean, we see people from all over the world on your channels and reading what I read what others write. And it's appalling. This is the United States of America. The whole world's basically free except for China and a few other places.
Right.
And they're over it too,
Yeah, they really are. And some of them are back on lockdown because there's new strains of COVID. Yeah. So we need to ground ourselves and take care of ourselves. That's another thing I found out. Did you see that a full moon is already powerful?
Yes.
But an eclipse brings in 3 times more?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
Yeah. That's why I was all night. I was sending energy and love out, and I was sending truth, because I love to send truth. I want the truth to be
absolutely.
We are living in a confusing, everybody's confused. I swear most people have PTSD from what we've all been through.
I think so.
With the Orange Man, the pandemic, I mean, it's been nonstop. We've been getting hit. And I think people are about to break. And I want to, I don't want to see it blow up. I want to think about it. Let's not blow the whole thing up. Let's do this in a calm manner. But see, every day we see this type of division, like it's being pumped in there, so we do blow up. I send it love. I'm grateful. I am grateful. I mean, my life is good, and I'm grateful that all the people we have, our spiritual community.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There's a lot for us to.
We have a lot of people that work together, even, just mentally.
Right. Yeah. And on my channel, this is what I say. It's like, okay, we are going to be bombarded 24/7 by external forces. What is in our vicinity? What can we deal with?
Right.
Ground yourself. Because it seems like every second they're trying to unground the light workers, throw us off our center.
I know.
Where we're
It's
very
like
careful.
you can't take a breath. You can't relax. You got to stay vigilant. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like PTSD, but I don't foresee this going on forever. I
Forever.
think
Right.
the next couple years we're going to be in this type of energy where it's going to look shaky, going back
Yeah.
and forth. But there's going to be something that brings us all together. Most of us
I
together.
hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things that it said, though, which I found was interesting, it said, don't try to force anything during an eclipse.
No.
And so it's almost as though you put your intentions out there and then you let them go.
Yeah.
Because, forcing isn't going to work anyway, but during an eclipse, apparently it's really not going to work. So
Yeah, it's kind of like magic. If you send out something where it's detrimental or in a forceful manner, it always comes back and smacks you.
Oh, it does. It does. You're right, like a boomerang.
Yeah, it's not good. But
Yep.
this is another thing we got to be like grounded into into Mother Earth. We got to know our feelings. Okay, we all, probably a lot of the world, just got really pissed off by what went on, and you got to acknowledge that, though. You got to acknowledge that you're upset and why. And
don't bury it, because then you're going to carry that trauma with you. Yeah.
And this way you work through it, and then you can recenter yourself, because we are so needed right now. Our light, our love, and
we are powerful creators.
Yes.
If we use our energies to create. So yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And with Scorpio there, Scorpio is going to bring out, it's not done. It still has a few days left. But the thing is, in January, when Taurus goes to the North Node, Scorpio will be on the South Node. So that will really be pulling stuff up. And that's just, that's the past.
That's January, you say? Okay.
Yeah. That's going to last for about a year and a half, because that South Node is the past. The North Node is where we're heading.
Okay.
And Scorpio is like, this is Scorpio season right now. Right. And it's been digging up stuff, and it just can't get away from it. But the thing is, this eclipse was also trining Pluto in Capricorn, which is Pluto. That's a good thing. It's a trine. But Pluto is sitting there at the end of Capricorn, about to go into Aquarius, probably within the year. And he rules Scorpio, and Mars. So when those two are working together, even though they're in different parts of the chart, they're pulling up all the lies, disingenuous stuff. So
all those things are going to be open and revealed. Yes.
Yeah, all the muck.
All the muck.
Scorpio goes down into the muck and pulls it up and brings it to the light, so we can see, what.
And it's not wonderful to see.
No.
Most of the time. Yeah.
So we're going to be, but it's only, like I said, hopefully the next couple years, 2-3 years, maybe 2025 the most, but we will start seeing progress. They want to keep us trapped down into this hopeless vibe, where, oh my God, nothing is ever going to be
going to change. Right. Yep. You're right. They are. Which is what many evangelical churches do, which is what, some other, just keep them, the political, just keep them, one step above disaster. But Anna Banana said, and I agree with this, you were expecting it and you're not angry, you're more resigned to it. And I would probably say that I was feeling the same way. I'm really concerned that the Armand Aubrey trial also, doesn't leave these two crazy men out there because of technicalities, because they killed him. They just shot him. He didn't even have a gun. He didn't have anything down in Georgia.
Yeah, they just grabbed him, didn't they? Grabbed him. He was just walking on the street or jogging or something.
He had nothing to do with anything. He just didn't answer them, and they didn't like that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, the thing, this is I bet you by today, the end of today or next week, you'll see the lawyers trying to get a mistrial. you know.
Well, yeah, because something apparently was said yesterday, and I'm not watching it all the time, but something was said that they think they can throw it out, but I don't know.
Well, just having the judge's ringtone being what it was should be enough. I mean, come on, the other day, didn't he say the weapon wasn't something about the weapon not being part of the trial or something? I don't know. I haven't watched it. Something crazy like that yet.
Something crazy. Yeah, one of those judges, I know.
Yeah.
Really sad.
Yeah. We all are also, like, just like you and I are talking now and all the shows you do, we are upgrading our thoughts and our words.
Right.
We are, there's so many of us too that are doing this. You know, that's part of this
right.
eclipse energy.
It's awakening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's part of the awakening, and it's getting, you know, triggered. Look how many people have come out. I would have never come out in public. I don't even like to get my picture taken. You know what I mean?
I know you really put your bootstraps and lifted yourself up. So the people that did come out, like Melinda, like you, like Kelly and others, you just came before the rest of other people. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like right now, we're going to heal from our wounds. We're going to also hopefully try to heal our trauma and our triggers. And even if the trigger is you don't want your picture taken, and we'll have abundance and breakthrough, and we will all come out that need to come out. And we still have the support of those in the chat that, you know, they're here. They just don't choose to be on their own channel, but it's just amazing. And it's, if you could make your own community where everybody could live together and have a great time, you couldn't get any better than all of us. You know,
I always think about it. I always think, I would love to have like this big community where everybody just lives together and
right.
grow our own food and do our own thing and be free of this craziness out here. But see, that's the sad, it's one of the hard parts of being a light worker, love worker, is we have to witness it, and we have to see it and digest it emotionally, and then
work through it,
breath, and work through it, and send it all love, because we know the end is going to be, it's going to, things are going to get so much better. I know it doesn't look like it, and I know I don't want to sound like, I'm just blowing smoke up people's butts, but
I know it's a hard decision to bring up difficult things. Number one, when you bring them up, people don't want to hear them, and even though they may be true. But it also might be that thing never does come to pass, even though the energy looked like it was going to come to pass. So, but staying positive when things aren't very good isn't a good thing either, because it's just like, everything is rosy and you can't do that either. That isn't gonna.
It's a fun. It is a lot of and it's something we feel through. We got to feel through all of it, and we got to acknowledge, hey, I am pissed. This pissed me off, But after I acknowledge that, I can work through it. I can send love to things,
That's right, because you have acknowledged it. And I mean, I got really upset because that homeless guy came in, and it wasn't a big deal. He stole a nightlight and some soap and toilet paper. But it was, I feel like it was an affront or something. I don't know. And I just have to let it go because it's really stupid. It's just a nightlight.
Where did that happen?
At the office. It happened Monday, I think it was. He asked to use the restroom, and Keith was getting stuff brought in, and he was he thought he was with those people. So, because they came in at the same time, and he used the restroom, and we didn't even notice it till after he left. And it's a silly thing. It's really silly, but it irritated me. But like everybody says, he could have hurt you. He could have stolen money from you, or whatever it was. But, we're just human. We have a reaction to something. And we have to realize that we need to process that and then move into it.
Yeah, and this is why a lot of small businesses don't allow people to use the bathroom. And this is
Sure.
unfortunate,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the sad part is a lot of these homeless people are mentally ill.
I
We
know.
we don't know what they are capable of. And
Correct.
I don't want to say, oh my God, be in fear, either,
Right. Right. Right.
because you want to be compassionate, but then again,
Absolutely.
you're like, you really had to steal toilet paper. Okay, the toilet paper, maybe I
I
can.
understand that.
Yeah,
That's yeah.
a
It
night
was
light.
it was really the nightlight that
Yeah,
bothered me the most. It was a pretty one that I'd had. It's not a big deal. It's just a physical thing. It's not a person, or it's
yeah,
not. So yes, I'm working through it. Thanks, Melinda. I'm working through it, and I agree with what
and
everybody said on my Facebook page. But I think I just needed to let it out, and because I'm just human. So yeah,
Nina Banana's right too. Need at least
yeah.
5 communities across the country that work in concert when it comes to energy work. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
and see, this is the thing. We think
Yeah,
that we don't have the community, but there are so many of us. Like my light is lit up, Allie's light's lit up. Whoever's next to her. I mean, we don't
yeah.
even know this consciously. We
Mhm.
light each other up,
Right,
and we give each other more strength and fortitude to stand in our power, to be out,
right.
be, even if you're sitting in your room sending love, you're doing something.
Doing
You know?
something. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I see that in the community chat
yeah,
just as much.
yeah.
Honestly, I do. Yeah.
Because
Which
I
is,
mean, we are all a community, and we
yes.
just don't know all each other yet. And we may never. That's just it. Because there's billions of us here. It seems like
No,
we're outnumbered, but we're not. We
we're
really
not.
have. Most people have a heart and a soul and just want to live in peace and harmony.
They do. They
And
really
you
do.
know that I can go outside right now and talk to 10 people, and all of them are pretty cool. Now
Yes.
I had a weird experience the other day. I left the house to drop off some stuff to Goodwill, and I'm in
Hmm.
the back in the parking lot by myself. And this guy comes walking up to me. Now I saw this guy not a couple days before at the 7-Eleven. So I
Oh.
recognized him, but the way
Hmm.
he was walking towards me, I've got a really bad vibe off it. So all I did was put my hand up, and he goes, and I know he has like some sort of mental illness thing going on. He goes, I'm not going to harm you. I said, I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the the sad part is who's shut all those down. Reagan, all the mental health facilities.
I know. Yep.
There's
Yep.
a lot of
Well,
people. They're
just let them out into the street and let them fend for themselves. And it's so unfair.
yeah, and they're
It's so
homeless,
unfair. Yeah.
have nothing, and the shelters can't keep up. There's not
Right.
enough shelters.
Right.
But and with all the money we have, we can give all the tax breaks in the world to billionaires and millionaires, but we can't seem to keep everybody the basic necessities.
I know.
And
No
so
kidding.
that's gonna change too, though.
Yep.
Did anyone ask for a reading? We will survive. You're right. We
Okay. Well,
will.
I'm going to let them see if they want to put anything up there. I'd like to just give a quick affirmation. There's an affirmation I found about how much we should care for ourselves, self-care. So I'd like to just read it if that's okay. And it's,
Sure.
I am whole, complete, and happy with myself. The more I love myself, the more love I have to give. I am filled with gratitude for all the wonderful gifts I've been given. I am unconditionally friendly to myself and others. I radiate beauty and positive energy from deep within. And
Well,
so
that's
it is. Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
We
beautiful.
need to love ourselves, even when we screw up and we make mistakes, because we will.
Oh,
But, those are all lessons. Yeah.
especially then. That's my whole point of my channel is like, okay, I'm going to come on and help remind people and myself every day to love and accept myself. And then when I got into, okay, well, how are you going to do that? Well, okay, first let's start with grounding and protecting, because let's face it, if
Yeah.
you're not protected, if you don't have full control of your energy field,
Right.
emanates from your heart center,
Uh-huh.
and you can say beautiful prayers like you just said, and really extend that out to everybody. That
Uh-huh.
is that is part of grounding yourself. That's making your energy stronger, your heart center stronger.
And more positive, right?
Right. And that's what I'm saying. We get thrown off probably 20 times a day because of all the things that we come into our field. But
absolutely,
it's a matter of getting back up and going. But I remember I am love. I am, I am love. And so is everybody else,
That's right.
That's right. Does anyone want a reading? Or do we only have?
We can pull on something else too if we wanted to. Sure. Let's see. If nobody does, because maybe they don't. Let's see. I would like to know, and I'm not a big political person, but the what is it? The Build Back Better? No, the infrastructure bill that passed, I guess, yesterday.
Yes, half of it.
Half of it. It has to go to the Senate, right?
Yeah, but they didn't pass. Like they passed all the stuff that would make money, but not too much for to help people.
Right. No, but that was last week. But they did the other one this week, and Kevin McCarthy filibustered for I don't know, like for 4 or 5 hours. He stood up and just kept talking and talking, so they couldn't vote. So, but I would like to know.
I need to watch.
Yeah.
I used to be a political junkie, and I'm telling you, I can't tell you how much happier I am not knowing. But then again, when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, oh, if I only knew, I could. What can I do? I can't do.
I know. So maybe we'll focus on something else.
No,
what is it?
I got for the political question you were talking about? Pretty typical.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Poor me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here we give you a couple of crumbs,
Yep.
And it's sad, I don't know why, but all of us, so many of us are frustrated on so many levels with government.
That's very true.
And I don't know how we go about changing it.
I got this angel, and it says when we are in alignment with our higher source, our spirit guides are there for us, and we can make the choice about what we want to listen to or not. So that's what I'm feeling. And we can't forget we got these angels. They're there for us all the time when we need them.
We have a whole team: angels, spirit guides, higher self, great spirit. Yeah. Which deck was that? Which deck are you?
This is a small deck of oracles that Oil Painter did.
Those are the oil painter ones? Oh, I love
the oil painter ones. I know she's very good. Very good. So Anna Banana says that after some investigating, I found out that my mother's stepfather had popped into her meditation. Did I do what he wanted of me? That's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. Mother's stepfather. Is there any? Did he say anything? Let's see. Well, I got 2 twos.
2 twos? Okay.
Yeah, so balance or.
Oh yeah! Look at that.
Isn't that weird? Yeah. So I would say that something balanced out, because that's the way I'm feeling the 2 on the question.
Yep.
I don't feel the confusion. I feel something balanced out on a banana. I love that name. What did you get, Aley?
I actually pulled a surrender card, and it says surrender to spirit. Pretty card. And it says here, once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn it over to the divine and let the spirit work its magic on you. So whatever it was, Anna, it looks like you turned it over because I'm guessing that your stepfather hasn't come back again. And I'm also hoping that your stepfather was a positive sort of influence, not a negative, because you know how we can have the negative as well. And that makes you feel differently depending on, whether you felt close to them or not. So, but surrendering to spirit, there was something that you needed to know apparently, and he volunteered to do it. And so, it sounds like balance. It does. Maybe balancing the spiritual and the physical. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe something.
Yeah.
In the family line.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I put a mermaid card on it, and I got tranquility.
Ooh. Okay.
So
yeah.
That seemed to me like it was
meant to be.
Yeah.
Like a surrender.
Yeah. Something was healed.
I gave my mother a message that I received from my cards about forgiving. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Yes. So yes, that really does seem to be the balance thing, balancing out, something, maybe karma or whatever, and surrendering to spirit. And he was in spirit, I'm guessing, because if he came into your meditation. So.
Yeah, forgiveness and acceptance is so, it frees us, really does. It just frees us to stay in any kind of disharmony and negative feelings. It really just affects you. You can be mad at somebody all day long and they don't care.
Yeah, I know. No kidding. No kidding. I want to bring up an idea about living authentically.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite ideas, really, and it's nothing new that people haven't heard about. But it's discernment is used to decide if you are living the life that you were meant to live or that you came here on agreement with. And so one of the things about letting go and releasing during this eclipse, it says that we will have a desire to live authentically, and that's increasing. And I think that goes along with what we talked about, Valerie, when you said people are waking up and coming out into, YouTube or wherever it is that they've been sort of hiding from.
Yeah.
It just really, really made a lot of sense. And so, yes, grounding is important, as you said. And the other thing that it said, which I want to make sure I mention, is a lifetime shift of life of us inside and out comes with this. And also, miracles are ahead that you haven't even comprehended yet.
Exactly. That's why that we still have, and the Gemini North Node is going to be a couple more months. So now we're like really kicking it where we are getting those hits, we're going,
yes.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, could I really do that? Yes, you could, like things like I said, I would have never even tried this. Now I've done it before, like for the last month maybe, but I'm getting used to it more and more every day. And I'm sure whatever anybody's choosing, there are miracles coming in that they never thought that they would see.
Right.
That is this energy. That's why where was I?
No, it's an exciting time to be alive. It has its problems. And I love that Anna also used her cards. So people are using their cards, even if they're not reading for other people, but they're getting to know a lot about their interior world. And I love that you wanted to figure out who person was. Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Who's in my meditation? I know that's trippy when it happens, though, isn't it?
It is trippy. Yeah.
What's going on here? Yeah. And, and Taurus, the thing, like the air signs think so fast. Now, Taurus is here, and we're manifesting on Earth in real time. It's a little slower, So dream big, but just know you got to put in the work, and it's going to take little time because things on Earth take a bit longer to manifest. And I'm using that towards the political stuff too, because oh my goodness, we gotta. I keep sending truth and love to Washington D.C. I don't know. I hope it's working.
I think we all need to bombard. We can do our own insurrection, but it can just be in the mind, and it just, in other words, we're not fighting though. We're just sending a bunch of love and kindness and harmony and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just it. They want us to get down and dirty and fight and go to war and call each other
Right.
names.
Or
But
else we're wimps.
yeah,
That's what they keep saying. Yeah.
but love is the superpower. So
It
sending
is.
unconditional love from your heart will blast all that stuff away. More of us that do it, just like you said, we do it from the mind, send it there. And that's well, I hope a lot of people do that. I'm sure they do. I'm sure a lot of light workers, love workers, just good-hearted people do that. Everybody, heart with a heart and a soul.
Yeah.
This is also a good time to do a detox on our
Sure.
body, because Taurus is about the physicality, being
Right.
physical. It's good to clean out your system. Maybe if you have some things you want to quit, we all got something.
Yeah, it's the time to do it. And there is one thing I want to say that I found, and of course it's disturbing, but it isn't. It says secrets, lies, and clandestine relationships come to light. So it's important to fall in love with yourself first. And also, don't let anybody else's limiting beliefs limit you. And here's what this was something that a friend of mine, when we first opened an office in 2007, people were like, oh, you shouldn't do that. It's not going to work. It's not, how do you do that? And everything was negative. People want to poop on your parade.
Yeah.
I didn't see that this time, but I found a picture that someone gave me, and it said, it was a Chinese saying that said, people who don't believe that you can do something should not bother the person that is doing it, or something like that.
Yeah, I love that statement because it's so true.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
We are our own worst enemies, and we are so. We were being programmed. We've been programmed to go with, oh no, don't go. Don't cross the line. Don't do that.
Oh, you sure? Oh, fear. Ooh. Yeah. What are you going to do with this? What are you going to do with that? Yeah.
With it when it comes up is what we'll do. That's what we do.
Yeah, we'll handle it. So on a banana, I'm glad you're designing your own cards.
Oh,
that's awesome. And if you ever end up sharing those cards, you'll have to come on Valerie's channel or see us.
Channel, yeah. I'm a card addict. I love the cards.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
Oh, God.
There are worse things to have an addiction to.
True. It's getting bad. Oh, my crystals are. I went a little. Well, I don't think I did, but I love my crystals.
I understand. I just ordered some cards that said notes. It's something like notes that were never read, or something like that. Notes from someone that were never read. Well, I'm going to try those when I get them. I think that could be illuminating.
Yeah. I like that. Mm-hmm. Okay, so in the future, I guess we've been really saying this the whole time, but for now, for everything, follow your heart. If your heart doesn't resonate with something, do not put yourself in situations that are toxic to you. This is such a vital time to keep our energy, Taurus field body up. Yeah, keep it pumped up.
Absolutely.
I'm always holding crystals or burning sage. Today was a really good the eclipse is good time. Burn sage.
Yes.
Go around the house. In the car. I do everything. You have
Why
to.
not? Why not? I like that, and I like to burn some incense. That's I like nag champa and I like cedar. But it smells so good.
I had gotten a non-champa little bit of
oil
from a sage goddess kit, and she was saying how expensive that was, and I have this little bit left, and I'm holding on to it. I'm like, I need to use it a good time. I should have used it last night, but I used another what was it called? It was darn it. It was a good one. We had just made another perfume. I'll find it. And this is also a rare oil, a Gandhi root. Gandhi root.
Gandhi root? I don't think I've heard of that. Okay.
I never heard of it either. It smelled delicious though. We mixed it with jasmine and rose. rose geranium. It smells so good, and it opens up your third eye.
Okay.
Yeah, see, like things like that. I love to just experiment on myself. Like there's so many ways, there's so many ways to uplift ourselves, to get more creative, increase our psychic ability.
Vibration.
Yeah. I love it. I hope I get to see her cards. What did she write? That is what I'm learning to say. Oh, learning to.
You know what? If it was if you're a Taurus, this is pretty big time for you during this eclipse.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Let me see. You're learning to say no and believing that I can. Yes, you can. If it's not to your highest benefit, a lot of people are having to learn the hard way on their own.
Yep.
Taurian, Tauruses are hard-headed, but they are usually very fair people,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. My mother was, and my stepdaughter is a Taurus. Yeah.
I got to shout out hi to my mom. I don't know if she found this or not, but I'm going to say hi, Mom. I love you.
Hi, Valerie's mom. Glad you're here.
If she's here, she may not know how to do the live chat.
Yeah.
But I told her that we would be on here right before we came on.
Okay.
To see what else is going on. Oh goodness, I wrote so many notes for this. Follow your heart. I see that in gratitude, just grateful for every second. And this is another thing about your belief system. Got here, like really examine it. Examine where did you get this belief of
right.
No offense on it, but on it that I can't say no. That is a hard one.
It is.
I got through that because I was a server and a bartender, so I had to say
you
no.
had to set boundaries. Yeah. If you don't grow up setting boundaries, or your parents don't teach you how to set boundaries, then it's really hard to shift yourself into doing that later in life.
It's hard to, and I hate telling people no. I don't like.
I know.
Yeah. I want everybody to be happy.
I know. It really is hard when you're a teacher, because I'm a big sucker for, my grandmother died. Unfortunately, I lost a lot of grandmothers every term, because they lose 2 or 3. My grandmother died. And then my grandmother died. And I'm like, well, that's 2 of them, And then it's funny, because I have them next year and they'll lose their grandmother again. So it's all just an excuse.
Oh, no, terrible. Oh my goodness. There's some people, I
know.
Instead of doing your work, and see if they only knew how, if you just did your work once, things would be smooth for you.
I know. But, and don't do that to your grandmother. Don't kill her off.
No, I know. Why did you put that bad juju on grandma? What did she do?
She's a scapegoat. Well, Anna says females must do everything in a Hispanic family. Yes, I've seen that here. Yeah, it's the machismo. Yeah. I'm sorry.
That is hard.
It's hard to set boundaries in a family that's a cultural issue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, this is your year. Get a little stronger in that, Anna. Where was I going with this? It's because Taurus again is about your worthiness. Your abundance is your frequency. So if your frequency is vibing high, your worthiness, you feel worthy, right? You feel better about yourself. But if you have those around you, or certain people that want to
bring you down,
extinguish your light, that is a hard one.
It is.
And it's good to go in, and go in and investigate what you can do to bring up your light. Because a lot of times when we bring up our light, it go out into our vicinity and uplift those around us. So a lot of times it does change the dynamic, that we've been living in.
It's funny that I always smile at people when I'm doing something. I smile at people, but now I have a mask, and I'm hoping they can see the smile in my eyes.
I think that too. I'm like, oh God, because it's so serious,
Yeah.
When it first happened. Oh my God, this is serious.
It is.
Everybody, are you contagious? I didn't like that. How, I felt like, oh God, everybody's contagious, and we were all going to make each other sick.
Right.
It seemed like it was I don't believe it was a setup, but it felt
like one. Yeah, it felt like one at the time.
It's strange, just strange. Does anyone have any questions for us? Anna's the only one here with us.
Thank you for staying for Valerie's first wonderful show.
Yeah, thank you, Anna. Thank you.
It isn't so hard, see, Val? You could bring in lots of folks. Yeah, you'll be doing it.
I like talking with you.
Well, I like talking with you too. You know that. Yeah.
Well, is there anything else we want to leave with? A little bit of love.
Leave with. Maybe a breathing in and breathing out, like breathe in patience and calm and positive, and breathe out any negative feelings.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
And send out light to those who are having a difficult time. Let them know that they are worthy, that they are loved, and that they need to look inside themselves and find the love they feel for themselves and care for themselves. Become one's own mother.
Yeah. That is beautiful, Aley, because I actually know people who are becoming their own mothers right now. So it's not easy,
Yeah.
Not. But we're here for each other.
Absolutely.
We are here for each other.
Yeah. A beautiful message. Thank you for inviting me to this eclipse reading. We'll do more stuff later. I know it. But this made me very happy, and I appreciate it.
You made me very happy. I appreciate you, Aley. I love talking to you. We can talk about everything.
We can. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Anna.
Thanks, Anna. And Melinda, if you're still here, bye-bye.
Be safe. Love you.